This is the 10.9 pound base weight that I use to through hike the Wonderland Trail. I'm gonna tell you everything that's in it, what worked for me, what didn't work for me, the clothing that I used, and then also some of the filming stuff. First off, we have the brand new backpack that I got this year, which is the Hyper Light Wind Rider 40. I am used to using a 60-liter ULA pack, and I will tell you this, I liked this pack. There was some drawbacks, I think, to it. The chest strap could be fitted a little bit better. It was always riding above my neck, so I would never use the chest strap, which was kind of annoying. The pockets were great though. I really love the mesh in the pockets. And other than that, this was a really good lightweight backpack and it fit all my gear perfectly. Next, let's just go with what was on the outside of it, which is a Sawyer water filter, very standard with through hikers. And I just ran 2 1-liter bottles on this. I think you could have totally went probably 0.75 liter bottles on this because there is a lot of water on this trail. You're never really at risk of being out of water. I also love using the sports cap on the water bottles here. And that's just kind of another through hiking tip. This is something you could take from the 0.7 liter bottles and then put it onto your main bottle. It'll just make drinking water a lot quicker. It's just these little efficiencies that's gonna make your time a lot better. Next, we have the Garmin Mini. And the Garmin Mini is great, really not much to say about it. You link it up with your phone and it's just a great SOS beacon as well as being able to text your family that's off trail. Titanium stove. In here I have all of the goodies, right? I have not only the tin can, I have our lighter, I have a BRS stove, and then I have the gas can. This is a 750 milliliter cup. I really don't think you need something that big, especially if you're just boiling water for like coffee, or if you're doing it for a mountain house. You could use just honestly half of this cup. So I think that's what I might downgrade to next. The BRS stove is great. It's super affordable. It's like 20 bucks. It's this big. It's less gas efficient than something like a Jetboil, but also it's a lot lighter. Worth it to me. I do recommend getting a titanium pot though, because these are extremely lightweight. I have this outside pocket here, and this is just kind of an add-on. And here I'll just store a super small thing of sunscreen. Didn't really use that too much because you were in the trees a lot. And then I'll also throw in either my phone into this pocket. The other thing that I'll have in the pocket is just my run-of-the-mill chapstick. And then I'll also store in there electrolyte pills if I need them throughout the day. Let's get into what's inside of the pack now. So number one, we have the Gossamer Gear, the One Tent, and I have ripped on this tent quite a bit in the past. The reason is because of all the condensation that I was experiencing with this tent. It was terrible, but I actually think I figured it out a little bit better now, and that is just a simple fact of leaving it more vented with both of the outside flies up. I experienced 0 condensation on this entire trail by doing that with this tent. It's a trekking pole tent, so it's extremely light, and it gained some points for me on this trip. Next, we have just a regular food bag. Not much to say about it. Obviously, I don't have my food included in the base weight right now, but I will say that I did 5.5 days of food. It was quite heavy. Next, we have a simple little Ziploc bag here. This just contains my night stuff, so small toothpaste. Yes, I cut my toothbrush in 2, and then I just have some magnesium stuff for bed as well. Oh, and earplugs, super clutch. Next, we have electronic bag, and this just contains, well, all my electronics really. So charging cords. I used a pretty big Anchor Banks for this. Probably didn't need something this big because as you can see here, I still had 3 out of 4 bars of charging left. And then had the Foxelli headlamp here, rechargeable. Believe it or not, I never used my headlamp one time on this trail. Not one time. Because when you're in the Pacific Northwest, you're pretty far north, especially when you're in July, and so there's a lot of daylight. And I would wake up at 5:30, it'd be light. I'd go to bed at 9 o'clock, it'd be light. This is the Nyloflume pack liner. And why I love the Nyloflume pack liner is because I don't use an actual rain cover for my backpack. One, because it's basically made out of DCF, so it's pretty waterproof anyway. And the second thing is because I put all of my dry gear in this Nyloflume pack liner. I then pack it down like that, and everything is good to go. In there, I had my down jacket, which the only time I wore was when I was getting eaten by mosquitoes and I needed to throw something on. I have my sleeping pad. This is a Neo Air X-Lite. And at first I really did not like this because I thought it was so small, but I will say this was pretty comfortable. I slept like a baby on that thing. Next, I have a Patagonia wind jacket pullover, kind of waterproof thing. Again, I didn't bring a lot of waterproof gear on here at all because I knew that in the PNW, it's really not gonna rain in the summer. And I was correct, but also looked at the long-term forecast, obviously. And then I had the Climate Luxe pillow, but I take off the covering for that and just rock the pillow. Super clutch. You gotta have a pillow when you're out there. And then my Western Mountaineering sleeping bag, and this is in a aftermarket compression sack, which has been working really, really good with this. I basically used the Western Mountaineering sleeping bag as a quilt on this trail because it was so warm at night. I don't think I ever actually zipped it up besides kind of just the foot box there. Getting into some other pieces of gear I was wearing on the trail was these Oakley Sutro sunglasses. And if you've been following my channel, yeah, I got new lenses. So these were from Revan Optics. That's why I like buying more expensive glasses, because you can replace the lenses. For my hat, I have the Mission Racer Cap. And what I did was I paired it with this little neck protector. It's off of Amazon. Like this, boom. You get airflow on your neck, you still stay cool, and you're not wearing a big hood. Like all of these people lead you to believe that you need to wear a sun hoodie in order to keep the sun off you. No, that is way too hot. I do not recommend that at all. That being said, I did have a sun hoodie, but I would only wear this in the morning. So what my morning apparel looked like was this short sleeve button up from Columbia and then this sun hoodie here. Now, I will say this, I don't think you need long sleeves really on this trail if you're going in July and probably mid-August, because a lot of it is in the trees. So I got by really well with using this short sleeve shirt. Occasionally I just wouldn't wear a shirt at all because I'm in the trees and I was being blocked by the sun. But the sun shirt was great. I would basically pair this and this in the morning, and that would be what I was hiking with throughout the time. For shorts, they're in the wash, no, they're right here. Shorts, I was just wearing these Meyer shorts from Amazon. Worked out great. Trekking poles, I use the Black Diamond Distance Z poles. I love these things. Not only are they great for the uphill and the downhill, and you're definitely gonna need them for the downhill on this hike, but they also put up my tent as well. For shoes, I was rocking the Topo Mountain Racers, which worked out really well. Wide toe box, Vibram sole on there as well. Everything worked out really great with these. Really no issues. The only thing that I think I had an issue with, and this is something that I'm finding with Topo shoes in general, is that they seem to wear out like on the heel in the actual shoe. Otherwise, totally good, 200 miles and looking good. And then I was using these gaiters. My only qualm with these is that this little piece of Velcro here that you would attach to the shoe actually just came right off. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. But otherwise, the gaiters worked out really well. For filming equipment, I brought an extra battery for my camera, and then I brought this really handy tripod. It does weigh a lot. However, it does work really well with your camera or your phone if you're using that, and it gives you decent altitude, for lack of a better word, for when you're trying to film. It's a lot better than just using a selfie stick, so I would definitely recommend. It's just you're gonna be carrying a little weight. The camera that I was using was a Sony a6700, which is what I'm filming on right now. Loved it, absolutely loved it. And the reason I loved it is because of the flip screen. And then for everything else, I just carried my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I'm gonna leave all the links to the gear down below. If you wanna support the channel, that would be great if you bought them through those links. It's no extra cost to you. Thanks a lot. Here's the documentary of me doing the Wonderland Trail. Hope you guys enjoyed it.